Okay, I am here. I got good. Oh, hang on. At least I have a better speaker now. I still need a phone stand of some sort one of these days, but this is a work in progress. I think there is good angle, and it sits on top of my speaker. So I think we got a progress thing going on a little bit here. But I was on Facebook. I was watching these sad videos. These poor puppies. And anyways, I am getting my paintings too, but these poor doggies. I felt just so sad. My ass ended up doing I shared it over here where about the people that are being just nasty to their dogs. Okay, I'm gonna do a space one with this poster. I get these things like kids foam things, and I like them a lot when I do my crocheting. I do like to crochet too, but I just been getting into this painting because I finally doing a little better of the job. So I'm gonna start doing them, and I'm gonna look up a constellation. Look up some space things, as I am enjoying doing these space things. I mean, they are a lot of fun. They really are. Oh, hello. I am doing tarot card readings too. I just I come over here like in my arts and crafts part of the day. I really do. I like to, I don't know if that person's still listening or not, but I like to, this is like my me time where I'm not dealing with Chong and this and that, and I get to do my own stuff. I consider over here my own stuff. It's stuff that I do just for me. And painting and crafts are just my thing that I do. I usually like to do more expensive crafts. I like to go towards making perfumes and different stuff, but with times being hard, it's easier to be a painter right now. And I've always been kind of artsy and I like it, and I love paintings. I just never thought I could make paintings. So, I guess this is why this makes me excited. Because all these years I kind of did like other stuff, making fake juice and all kinds of things. But really never thought to make a painting. Of all things you think I would have, but no. I should have really been practicing this a long time ago, but I always kind of have messed around with drawing and this and that a little bit when I was a kid and things like that. But I did my one thing that I shared over here by mainly it was towards Facebook and anybody being mean to animals. I seen this horrible video of this dog. Now, no horses. They were horses, and I guess it's this temple of Giza. I don't know. Usually they tell me when you put stuff like that out. I got in trouble once because I was trying to do a recorder for Facebook. But anyways, these horses were abused and neglected, and they would just right outside this temple of Giza, they had somebody took a picture of all these horses are just laying there dead. They didn't even bury them or anything. It was really sad if you think about it. And then I seen another thing on. It was over here on YouTube actually. This one actually wasn't Facebook. This one was YouTube, and it was about a dog that was hung from a tree. I couldn't believe it. Who would hang a dog from a tree? I even was asking my brother because we were messing around doing some videos, and he even said, he was like, it happens. It's like, I don't understand. Why would you want to even hang a dog from a tree? I don't know. I guess for me, I feel that it's a horrible act of humanity that no hands down. That's just what it is. But why? What do you gain from hanging a dog from a tree? Like my one friend, she just doesn't like pets. She's a really nice person, and they always call me her name, Melissa, at work, which I look nothing like her. She's younger and long blonde hair, but everybody calls me her name, and they call her Michelle and me Melissa. But she doesn't say she hates dogs, and she never goes extreme, but she does not like pets. I guess we kind of, but she has a bunch. She has like 3 kids, so I guess I could see her point. But she said she doesn't want any pets, but she likes everything extremely clean. But I mean, that's okay. But I could see if you don't like pets and all that, if you're in her position, but to hang them from a tree. And then the one over here I was listening to, because I load a lot of videos. Anybody that follows me or subscribe, I keep saying, I think keep thinking I'm another network, but anyone who subscribes to me know I post a bunch of shit from Google every day. I literally have all my stuff protected by Google. I have a ton of VPNs. All of my storage is from Google. I think it makes it an easier share for me. And everybody has, they cut, I mean, I do have Microsoft stuff too that I use. But besides Microsoft, because that's where your computers usually is, I usually mess with Google. I don't know. That Google, Amazon, I had their things for a little bit, but I wasn't that impressed. And it said unlimited storage if you're a Prime member, and I'm always on Amazon. I'm like all about it, and I don't know what's going on with my damn computer now. Alright, I'm just restarting this. I'm trying to find a picture of space. This is what I talk about with these things. It bothers me. My little TikTok thing keeps coming up. That's the one network that I think that I'm a part of that I just don't get. I do get, I mean, first of all, being shut down over there. I got it. I mean, I generally just do a lot of advertisement, but I do. There's this guy that says a lot of get F Karen, and then he has these shirts of her getting effed, and I'm like, but I watch him and he's so funny, and he sent somebody to Disney World. And I do have a love for TikTok. I don't understand the thing. I don't get a lot of love over there, but I actually have as many followers as almost I have as subscriptions over here. But I do like some of these painters over there, I'm not gonna lie. I like them because I don't like real fancy people. Not that I hate them, I don't vibe with fancy people. I'm one of these people, if I was a millionaire, would just literally meet my friends at McDonald's or just, a regular food place. And I probably wouldn't even look fancy. I think this is the fanciest I get all day besides putting on scrubs. I see some of these people on Facebook, they get like really popular. And the next thing I know, they just be having all these fancy outfits like they're some kind of superstars. And to me, how many dogs can you feed off of a t-shirt you paid $500 for? And if you have $500 to pay for one shirt, you can help an animal. I'm sorry, but I'm not wrong. I feel that if you can help, you should, and it doesn't matter what you wear or what brand name it is. Oh, hello, how are you? It just irritates me that you have all these people that are all fancy and all these dogs and people go hungry and you got problems in the world. They're buying huge houses, but there's a drug problem. I get it. So why not take these millions of dollars and make little like rehab facilities or just like halfway houses for people that need to get off the streets or coming off meth or anything, you know? Because there's always a new drug coming out. Can you can you make my friend? It looks like make to me. I don't understand that question. But I know this is the kind of day I've been. I see all these sad videos, sad videos. And I just feel if everybody that had a little money took a money to care about other causes except for looking fancy before they died, I think the world would be a better place. Not to mention these polar bears. The polar bears are going extinct. And that's a fact. It's all over Facebook and they've been on the endangered species list for a long time. And I don't think people care about the polar bears as much as me. Because I really care about the polar bears. And I really wish that there was people out there. I mean, I wish I could like help these guys, but I feel if everybody even started more animal funds and helped some of these species, it might be better. I feel bad that we're on top of the food chain and I'm finished. Is that finished or is that something else? Yeah, I don't understand that one either. But, anyways, like I said about these polar bears, it bothers me they're going extinct. And it bothers me about the dolphins. So I've been doing a lot of the tarot card readings because on Facebook we're trying to like get people more awareness of animals. So some people have like what would your animals say, and then like some animal rights groups have the things if the animals could speak, humanity would weep. So I'm trying to do it with unique tarot card readings for the dogs. So or just any animal in general in need. So oh, I'm good. How are you, Erica? Is it Erica? I think it's Erica. I try to wear my other glasses. But yeah, I just been making videos. I'm trying to do some wildlife conservation stuff. I don't know if it's ever gonna work. My cause. I don't think enough people care about animals. They just go, oh, bad things happen. But if enough bad things happen and there's always someone there to call you out on it, I feel it would be better. And I feel there'd be less stuff going on. Now my computer wants to back up with all things. All I'm trying to get is an image, and then I gotta get Windows backing up everything else. I'm doing great, thanks. Okay. Oh, you want your current energy surrounding Carolyn. Okay, well, is this a friend or a loved one or what kind of energy? I mean, there's all kinds of energy in the world. There's energy of I'm pissed off because I didn't get a Pepsi too. You want a love reading on this person? Because there's lots of kind of readings I could do. Okay. You guys are a romantic bunch. I think if I was to get a tarot card reading, mine would not be about love. I'd be asking about financial stuff. That's just me, though. I kind of always love that, let that love sector kind of either it comes or it goes, but I never was seeking it. I always had other things I wanted to do. When I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor. And then I realized I did not want to be a doctor, but I like being in the medical field and I like seeing weird things. Like I'm on Facebook and I see lupus and it looks like little tiny worms coming out of this, some kind of hole in the human body. I didn't even know or recognize the hole. It was so messed up and warped. And I'm going, does that really happen? So I'm looking it up in my medical stuff. And like Dr. Pimple. I love Dr. Pimple. I being a medical person, you look at gross shit all day like that. And you go, ooh. And you just, I mean, it's always a cyst or something. And sometimes it's other things like they're really pulling out things. Usually it's like some kind of fatty cyst. But these are the things I watch. And it's really would gross most people out, but it never grosses me out. I could vibe with Dr. Pimple all day long. She gets some really nasty stuff out of there. But I'm able to really do a lot of treatments on my own. And that I'm glad because even though I'm a medical, I still hate the hospital. Okay, I'm just making sure. She's a family friend. Okay. Gotcha. So it's not really a love reading. Okay. So you just kind of want to know about the energy around around you and your family friend. Because that's a whole other battle trying to do a love reading. Because you're trying to pick up different energy of bonding and this and that. Because relationships, my friends, can be a pain in the ass. They really can. You hit right past 7 years, you shift. So, and that's true. You do shift. Oh, okay. You do. You literally shift and you change. I'm not the same person I was in my 20s. I'm 50 now and I've totally did a whole 180. And they say when you're 50, you change. Usually between 30s and 40s, you change. In your 20s, you're like a totally different person. It's weird how we shift. I don't understand it, but I guess we go through different phases, and sometimes it takes people that is a short time. You know what I mean? It's very weird. I like to do observations a lot. All right, your friend, I think it's Caroline, your family friend, and you are Erica. Oh yeah, you've been on here before. I recognize you. Oh jeez. And you know my bad camera here. My husband said to tax time that we're gonna get different phones. These Androids are great for editing, trust me. But mine's like 6 years old. But anyways, Erica, your family friend is the energy around that's a full moon Aquarius. In an Aquarius, it just means that you're going through like life changes and you're not really letting your true self out. And that's not in a bad way, not like she's hiding some horrible secret. It's just she's kind of in the middle of a transition and showing, what you're really meant to do in the world. Like, I'm just meant to obviously, I think, help animals and do art, carts, and crafts, but other people do other things. She's starting to evolve. And when you evolve, especially when you're like in an Aquarius energy, the thing is, it's not bad nor good. It's just, I guess you would say that in Aquarius, you're just kind of trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to find your inner love and what you really is about you. And that situation is surrounded by a new moon and the new moon eclipse and a balsamic moon. And a new moon eclipse just means powerful change. Something's going to happen. She's going to find something that really kind of makes her feel good about herself, which is good. We all do, or it's just life's misery. And then there's the balsamic moon, which means she's healing. Healing from, maybe I feel it's somebody that was putting her down or saying she can't do something. And they did that to me with my writing. I do know how she feels. My ex-husband used to tell me all the time that writing's a hobby. All the time. I wrote a whole damn book and he broke my computer when we broke up. So, and I went through something like this. I think that's what this is. It's not malicious. It's just she's trying to find her true destiny or her true journey in life. So, it's not bad. Okay, I think it's finally done backing up. Okay. Now I'm connected to my phone. And I got this dog on TikTok just showed up. They got these dogs that dance on TikTok, and I was showing Chong all these videos of, the owner dance and the dogs would dance. My dog looks at me like I'm an idiot. And he does. When I show him these dog dancing videos. Oh, you're welcome. I hope that had clarity, but that's what I picked up about her. But yeah, and I was showing Chong because I thought maybe he can do a little dance because all these dogs are dancing on social media. And I'm trying to get a dog shelter, so I keep telling Chong that maybe if he danced a little bit or something, we get more money on TikTok or something. He won't dance. My dog does not dance. My dog looks at me like I'm an idiot. This is what he does when I show him dogs dancing. He don't know what to do. He just looks at it like, I don't know, Mom. That's weird. So that's where I'm at with the dog videos. But I really wish he would. I really wish he would dance. That would really be awesome if he would. But I'm thinking he may never dance. So, okay, now I'm looking for space images. Because it seems that I'm getting a little better, at least doing background stuff. Trying to sponge out space. Maybe if I can do more space stuff, I'll be way better at mixing things. I want to do this planet thing right here. I don't think I got enough glue. I don't want to restore these pages. See, there it goes again. Okay, there we go. I really like the brightness of these moons. The way these are. I want to be able to eventually do a planet. I think if I can paint a planet, I'd be better off. I think last time I was doing a planet, and I know I brought over. Oh, there it is. I know I brought one of these. One of my cleaning rings. I use these for my painting too. I actually just use these for. I don't like to mix yucky stuff together. So, there's a lot of blue with space. I would like to get this blue. I'm gonna go grab some blue paint since there's no one right currently in the screen right now. Oh, alright, I'm back. I'm gonna get this done because I need to make this more blue. That's what I need to do. Okay. I need to get more blue involved in some of these paintings. I don't have any of that. I did not do that, and space is blue. At least the coolest images are blue. So I need to do something with this blue. I'm going to put these cards over here if anybody wants any reading. I'm going to put the little boxes here. Alright. I got my little space images there. But since I'm feeling better, I'm going to try to come in the stream more. Let me days off. Because I feel it would be better if I did. So I'm making an effort and trying. That I am. Alright. I'm going to put a little bit of this blue on my little plastic trays I got from Amazon. Which I use, you can use anything plastic. I got a little thing here. I'm going to put that here. And the way I have this camera, it's a little bit nicer. So you could see what I'm doing. On these earlier streams, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm not going to lie. It is what it is. You kind of get what you get sometimes. But I'm learning. But I figure since it's space, I want to get this blue background because I can always put black and all that in with the blue. Oh, and then I'm going to try to get these planets. I'm going to take the paint brushes and get the planets. And I've done enough Grinches and Christmas stuff. I'm just kind of done with that for a minute. But I was lacking in my paintings is this. Getting the backgrounds nice and pretty. I'm thinking about just dabbing this to where I'm getting a nice little background and I make that nice little background so when I start painting it, it's there. And I see a lot of professional painters doing this. And you really got to dab this out. I see them making it like where it dries almost immediately. I see this all the time. It kind of creates nice clouds too. I was having problems with clouds. So, since I've been having problems with clouds, this is my answer. So, here I go. But yeah, I'm just going to dab all this and make this blue. So I don't want to waste this poster board that I got for Christmas and all this decorations. Now we will go. I think the next holiday, I really don't have till March or April, Easter. Sometimes it's in April. It's a Catholic holiday, so they calculate when Easter comes and all this crap. So I'll probably be making Easter bunnies soon after that, but and then I have a year without a whole bunch of holiday crap. But I will end up getting that. But I mean, if you're a painter and it's the holiday, or you're a craft person, you're doing holiday stuff. Because I think it's just expected of you around holidays. Even if you're not doing it in front of a camera, you got family members that go, oh, that person can paint. We need to get some crafts going, and they will call you. Oh, they will call you. Especially when they find it's like around that time. Which I don't mind because I like to do it. But it's just something I enjoy. Some people really don't enjoy it. I enjoy all arts and crafts. I feel it gives you an escape from the real world. Because going to work and sometimes dealing with people that you really don't want to deal with, but you have to, it's all stressful situations. It really is. I come home, I go come on stream and do my painting. There's no stress here. I'm actually glad to get over here to you guys. Because the way I look at it, this is my chill time. Because, I get to have fun and not be at work and do something I like. And I do like to come over here because sometimes, I deal with all kinds of craziness and I like to have a reality check. And have a conversation, I guess, with someone else that's in their right mind or not at work. Patience or just not wanting to deal with your friends at work. That's one thing about people that have friends out of work. To have all your friends in one place is crazy. Because sometimes you need a break from your work friends. And I guess this is why I hang with them, but not like that. You know what I mean? And some of them are just acquaintances at work because I feel some of them, they're nice to you at work, but at home it's always different. I could be wrong. They think I'm a psycho for being on here and live streaming. And I tell them it's actually fun to live stream. I said you could literally be doing things you want to do and they're on their phone talking to people all day. I told them you could talk to other people and give it a break from certain people. People that you deal with every day that just drive you nuts. And they think I'm crazy. And then they make I think they're jokes, but they say they see my videos all over the place. So they be calling me a superstar. And I tell them I am far from a superstar. Because I really am very far from it. And sometimes I feel they just do this stuff because sometimes they're just not so nice about things. My husband says they're jealous. They're always kind of still nice to me, but now that, and I tell them, maybe they just don't want to be in nursing. I don't know. I could not tell you the reason. I like take my sponges and I put them on this so it doesn't get all messy. Alright, now the outer skirts of this is kind of black, so I'm gonna start with a little black. I hope it broke my black. Alright. I'm gonna take a little black and put it in here. Or just start gobbing black around. Or you know what? I'll just pour it in here. This black kind of has everything in it. Everything I need just up in here. It's good to have canisters of this stuff. Because you make the paint and give it a little more life and density. Okay. So this is good. Alright, I'm going to put this in here. Because I may do something with that black. But when I blat the black, I'm going to have one smudge and I can find this other one. It's around the edges. So, go ahead and get this done around the edges. Okay. Alright, now. Alright, I'm going to stick this paintbrush down because if you're doing this on cardboard, it's going to turn out weird. So, and it might crumble up until they come up a little bit on the sides like this. But it's still way cheaper than canvas. So, I mean, bear with me. I'm just starting all my little space venture things. I like to call these hippie paintings. Because honestly, my parents were hippies, and I guess I had hippie vibes this whole entire my paintings most of the time. I have a bunch of hippie vibes. Alright, it's just certain spots where it gets really black, but I just poke it with this. Chong, stay away from my stuff. He wants to play with all my things all the time. Alright, so I really want to show where these stars just cluster up here. Alright, it gets darker, then lighter. Put that right here. Alright. And then where it just goes up like this, you just take this paintbrush and go down. And then on the outer edge here, it's dark. So, I'm going to poke my little thing right here. Obviously, if you had lots of money, you can get canvas for each and every painting. But you know, that costs money. And I'm all telling you guys, save your money. And I say that because I'm trying to save my money. Because life's about saving money. And come on. There we go. It's bothering the hell out of me. Alright, I'm just going to put black just in here. There. I mean, they do turn out kind of nice. I mean, it's always a potential present for somebody. I do be giving out paintings for presents. So, is that you, Karan? I did your reading. What spirit wanna tell me? I don't know about these numbers, Karan. I really don't. I mean, I guess if you got... I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert at numbers. I mean, those are angel things. But I wish I knew these things, but there's not a lot of angels that speak to me. I don't know. I'm just not prone for angels. Oh, from the cards. Alright, well, if the angels are giving you that, it's a total different source. A total different source. Angels are kind of elite and snobby a little, if you would say, in the spiritual world. So, I'm not a fan of angels. They're okay. But not every, I'm more for Team Witch than Team Angel, but there's people that really like angels a lot. But I will see what they say about these. My people generally are just a little bit darker. And really, witches are neutral. They're neither dark nor light. They're just kind of, they stay right in the middle. Even dark witches are still, they're both. Well, they're wanting moon around these numbers. And that just talks, I'm picking up about releasing negative energy. Whatever's in these numbers has something to do with a negative influx of energy. Angels are all about people's business now. If there's any negative energy around, they like to judge. That's what they do. So, whatever it is, there's some kind of negative circumstance that they want resolved. And angels, if you're dealing with angels, they don't give up until things are resolved their way. But I'm not a hater, but I'm not a lover of these angels either, so I guess that's where I'm at with that. Right now. This is blue. I don't know. This is going to be some conventional looking painting. Alright. I don't want to use black. Maybe I'll do black. Alright, Chong, stop! Chong! Alright, hang on. Stop. Okay. Ugh, I got a zoo. What's coming for you in the coming days? Some things we're not meant to know. I mean, I could tell you what kind of energy is coming for you, but you kind of choose what energy you want to come or not to come. Whatever you give out comes back. If you're giving out a lot of negative or kind of weird vibes, that's coming right back to you. That's why you should always be positive. Even if it's hard, think of the positive and just, I guess, chillax, as the kids always used to say. Because if you don't, you could bring negative without actually trying to bring negative, but negative thoughts. I mean, you could be cautious, just don't be negative. And I know it's hard. Sometimes it's, people test you to the point where you just want to, I don't know, scream. Because some people are just, they throw you this way. So, but I'll get your energy reading of what's energy surrounding you, but you got to make the most out of this energy. It could flip flop either way. So whatever you're putting into it is what's coming out, pretty much. You got a cardinal moon surrounding you, and this just calls for you to make the first move and not be so careful about things. Let's talk about the risk. Taking a risk and making your first move. That's whatever energy surrounding you. Then you got a full moon eclipse, which talk about conclusions. So whatever's going on, you got a lot of conclusions going on also. You got a lot of other stuff going on around you. So, and then you got a full moon in Leo, which is about pride. You know, maybe getting something of a lesser value or something and you really didn't want to do that type thing. I mean, that's the only thing that's coming up for me in the next couple of days. Which isn't bad. I live like a pioneer woman over here, so you get used to it after a while and you save money. And then you see how cheap things are. And then you could be more of an entrepreneur. You never know. I'm going to start trying to make these planets because it's going to drive me damn nuts if I can't even make one planet out of all this. At least the formation of a planet. You know, anything. And right now, I'm kind of okay with. But I'll get the dimensions of these planets and just start putting these at distance. And I'm going to have to do it in a different way. Alright, these planets are here, so I'm going to do one here. Just do opposite colors. And then one reason. But that's not a bad spot to be in, Karan. It really is not. I know it sounds hopeless and horrible, but it's really not. I have not always been a cool, calm person. I guess I was a bit of a hothead when I was younger, and I just didn't get that, which was wrong of me. But this is how it was when I was younger. I mean, life has made me a little more calm, and arts and crafts have helped me a lot to calm down. I recommend this to people that's trying to get off drugs. I really do. Because if you're trying to get off drugs and things and trying to focus your energy on something else and you like to draw, I really think this is the best thing to do. Because I don't care how good the picture is. Once you put a bunch of effort and it looks halfway decent, if you're a little kid or just starting out as an adult like me, I mean, I did take an art class, but it was so long ago, I probably forgot half the shit from the art class, so this is where we're at with that. So I might as well be starting over as a student. But anyways, anywho, if people that were on drugs had an outlet where they didn't think about it and they were just like, that's why my dad, whenever I argue with him about stupid stuff, my dad told me go get a hobby. That was his answer to everything, go get a hobby. So, oh, you're welcome. You're gonna be okay, Karan. You really are. You're a good person. Don't worry about it. There's nothing bad coming. There really isn't. I've seen a lot of bad in my life, and you are going to be just fine. This painting, not so sure about. Maybe it could be some abstract. It's always abstract when you never know what the hell's going on in your painting. I'm hoping it just ends up looking halfway decent. It looks like I was eating mushrooms and getting some cool vibes going. That's about it. You know, it looks like pothead hour over here, which I was just smoking weed, laugh out loud. I really was. So, alright. Usually it's white, but the way this painting is going, I don't know. We're going to have to make everything a little darker tone. So, I don't know. It does. It has the big hippie vibes. Maybe I should rename my thing hippie vibes. I'm facing a lot of issues. That's why it is. Ow. Well, if you're facing a lot of issues, sometimes, I mean, I'm not going to delve into what you're, going through because it's a private thing and it's not my business. But when I'm facing a lot of conflict, what I do is I try to meditate. I truly try to meditate and be positive, and I try to focus out on a lot of stuff. And if you can't, for some reason, get out of it, sometimes just trying to make the best of it at times to get through it helps. And I say this because I've been through like jobs I hated, but I had no choice. I had to stay because sometimes you literally don't have a choice. And it's true facts. It really is. I mean, sometimes shit just happens. And I get it. I've been through this shit just happens phase. So, and it's happened to all of us. And I think the problems always happen to the best of people. I was sitting there, going through a divorce and everything else, and it just everything blew up in my face, I guess you could say. But that's how it kind of went at that point in my life. And it was awful. The next before I know it, I was doing these random drug tests for CPC. Well, the Child Protective Services. And I always came up negative because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to smoke pot if it's not legal when I'm going through like a horrible divorce and shit. And it was just really messed up. Let's just put it that way. But every day, I just live through it. And I try to find something positive about the situation. And it sucks. Everything about the situation just kind of sucked, I guess you could say. So I get it. And then in the end, I had to forgive my ex and all this random crap. But this is sometimes what happens to good people in life. I don't know why. It just does. I question the universe every day why bad things have to happen to good people all the time. I mean, sometimes it's self-inflicted, but sometimes it's really not. So, sometimes it's just literally something very different, and good people literally perish at times. I guess that's why I'm so much of an advocate about certain things. And I am a big advocate about animals, people, and just a lot of stuff. Because I've been through shit myself. Oh my god. Okay, the stream still lives. It says financial, career, relationship, marriage, family, all at a time. Yeah, that's a whammy. Yeah, that's too much at one time. That's probably your problem, is because it's all at once. I mean, marriage is great and all, but sometimes I think marriage can be bad. Honestly, spiritual marriage, yeah, but all this when you get legally married and stuff, because it's easy to get married legally, but man, it's a bitch to get divorced. Oh my god. You gotta have an act of God to get a divorce, especially when you've been married like 12 years. You know, and I'm in America where it's the queen of divorce, you know, the country of many divorces. I mean, we're known for that kind of shit over here, and I get it. It is what it is. But yeah, I get it. It sounds terrible, but I don't know. That my mom used to always tell me, around that God makes you stronger when they put you through bad things. And then I used to, growing up Catholic, going, I'd be WTF. I'd be, what the F? I'd be like, I don't understand. And my mom's like, oh, you just gotta go to church. So I did, and I got no clairvoyance about it. And then I've been told, going through Catholic school by these priests, that sometimes it's God's way of what He wanted. So, and I told the priest one day, I was like, so God wanted for me to be in misery when I did absolutely nothing. Don't ever say this to a priest, because you be in arguments with these priests otherwise, but leave it to me to do this. So I argued with this priest. I've gotten more arguments with priests than anything. And it doesn't matter what faith they are. I will question them. Because I want to know what they see. And I do have a quest for the truth. And I don't judge. I don't judge any faith at all. I actually have a knowledge of wanting to learn about the different faiths. I mean, I do claim Catholic because I was born Catholic. You know, my mom obviously is dead and she's my spirit guide, but I guess you could say that my mom would probably kick my ass if I was to be any other faith. So I would keep that because that's how my mother raised me. But I mean, I'm interested in all different faiths. I would like to talk to a Buddhist priest one day and everything because I like to know what makes people tick. When I started dating after my divorce, I read I think a 400 or 500 page book on a male brain. And I studied the male brain for about 6 months before I actually went into the dating venture. Which is probably weird because more people generally don't do this. But I chose to do this because of the scientific nerd part about me. Because I really didn't understand. I mean, that's a lot to ingest. You know, men, I just wanted to know why it was so important for them to find a mate. Why it is so important to people. So I go to books for a lot of my knowledge. I go to psychology. You would think I meditate, but I don't. I really don't. I dive into the books. Because I feel that, yeah, they have guidance, spirits, but they're dead. And unless you really got a recently dead person that's kind of cool, sometimes they get confused and things that's not so bad, they think is horrible because they lived at another time. See, sometimes when people talk to the dead, this happens. But the thing is what they thought was horrible at one time, in this time and age that we live in, it's not so bad. Like sex before marriage. You ask a spirit guide from 100 years ago, they're gonna think it's the worst thing in the world. You ask somebody that recently died in this day and age, that's trustworthy, they're gonna have a different view. I guess it's all different viewpoints. This is not turning out as horrible as I thought it was. I just gotta blot this white around here, not making it so predominant. It's weird how these damn paintings turn out one way than another. A lot of Catholic priests said that I had the devil in me. That was my favorite. I used all the time because sometimes I finished the sentences from the priest. Looks like little clouds over here. I think I'm making clouds. It's looking like clouds. It never turns out the way I would like it. Never. Never ever. They end up looking kind of cool, but it never ever turns out how I'm in. Here. I got this so far. I'm trying to make these planets, but I kind of made them like darker, like there. I'm trying to make them like blotted out, like they're more distant type thing. So, and then I'm gonna plot these out a little bit more, but I'm gonna try to put other colors in here. I need other colors. Is what I need. I need lighter colors. I got a bunch of these light colors. See, I got this little acrylic thing. Hopefully it's open. It is, thank God. I'm going to start blotting white where I want a lot of color here. Got these from Amazon too. I love Amazon. Amazon, they're my peeps right there. Alright, this is a big shiny star. You always kind of want to do that. This painter on TikTok does this. It's unorthodox as hell. But this is what he does on there. But it always looks good as hell. But he's the most unorthodox person I have. But you know what? These are my people. Unorthodox people really are my people. They are. And it's funny because there's this one lady that she painted one thing, I guess, and he has so many stuff. So many things. Alright, I'm going to try to stick drops of white. This is my only hope. And if they splatter around, it kind of looks good for space. Honestly, let the splattering go, because the more the splatters, that's stars. I mean, this is what he does, but he's an amazing painter, but he, like I said, it's so unorthodox. And I love it because he tells me he goes to the dollar store. He'll tell you in the stream he'd be going to the dollar store for a lot of shit. And these are my people. He says there's not one art supply better than another. So I guess it's splattered a little in tiny splatters, but he says that's what you want for these kind of paintings. And you know what? He's not wrong. He really isn't. But if you put all your dark stuff first, it looks like crap, but then you take it and put the white in it. And it really makes it, the lighter kind of makes it better. Kind of almost looks like different planets and different stars. And I do recommend getting these little ones. Because sometimes if you're blotting and all that, he says it. I mean, you could get these cheap. You can get these anywhere. And like if you use it just for blotting, and you can get any sponge. Any sponge at all. It doesn't even matter. Because, like I said, these sponges are so cheap. Go to the dollar store and just get you a bunch of different sponges. And then you could sponge anything. You know, even if you get a value pack, get them for cleaning. And then you could clean a couple with it and do different things. Alright, I'm going to put a little yellow because I feel that some stars could be yellow. And I hope I can blot this. Of course, this is not open. Alright. That's not open. Let's see what is open around this area. Okay, well this is open. Alright, I'm just gonna dot this. 3 little dots of that. And I'm gonna take this white sponge. I'm trying to create a constellation. But I kind of want this out like in the clouds, like it could be, I don't know, anything really. It could be one of those gas things. Like where all the different gases from the end of the space get together. They always talk about it. Because all the gas and stuff goes somewhere, you know? It really does. Alright, I'm just going to put hints of this around the circles, because the circles look faint this way. You could see them, but they look faint, like there's some kind of something going on. It's not bad. Got that. Alright. I feel it needs a little more of that. Angel, what are you doing? Okay, here is my yellow. I'm going to take a small paintbrush. Try to glaze with this one. Alright. Stick this in here. And do little drops of yellow. Yeah, he always says if you want to just keep adding to your painting. Go! Get off the computer! I'm just doing like little bits of yellow here. So I feel it would be nice with little bits of yellow. You know, because you get little bursts of different things in space. Like the asteroids tear things apart. There's gas clouds all the time in space. I mean, there's just a lot going on. We think that there's a lot going on Earth. There's way more than others. Everything's in balance. We're in a good spot in the universe. That's why I say we need to appreciate where we're at in the world. Because we really are in a great spot. Our sun's in a good spot. In our universe, there's actually life, and then a lot of different planets in our universe, there's not life. And there's real chaotic environments where if there is life, it's not the most intelligent life. And we're really blessed to be where we're at in the universe. I feel humbled that we're at where we're at in the universe. Because there's a whole lot of planets that we could be at. We could be at Juniper or any of those. And then there's all those planets by the Milky Way. No thank you to that. I wouldn't want to be in any of those planets. Alright, I spotted this and I'm going to just lightly blot them. Because you kind of want to make it look like pieces of gas. I'm trying to do like my friend Stephen Hawking, a lot of his research, where he talks about multi-universes falling apart and coming together. And a lot of the theories along, I guess, in layman's terms, they kind of fall apart and come together. But if you're part of a multiverse that falls apart and comes together, sometimes a split second it dies and comes back and restarts, and sometimes you could die and theoretically come back and don't realize you died. I mean, it's pretty deep, this string theory, folks. It really is. So theoretically, our universe could have died and got replaced in a different timeline with the same multiverse, and some people are more sensitive because they kind of remembered what happened in one timeline from another. That's where they say the psychic stuff comes. But this is just me. So, I mean, there's a lot of theories going on, and this is not bad. I just feel it's not done. But this is where I'm at now. I'll put the little speckles in there. But I'm not quite done with it. I feel this little multiverse is different. But yeah, because I feel when the moon passed in front of the sun, I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of spiritual activity where people, I know my friends said they're doing tarot cards, but I feel we died for a second and came back. And and Stephen Hawking says for one, oh, hello, how you doing? For one split second, you could be dead and reset and not remember anything in the multiverse because they go faster than light speed. It's another one of his theories that's up for grabs, but everybody thinks he's batshit crazy, but is he? I think he's not. I think Stephen Hawking had a lot of inquisitive research, and I think there is multiverses. I think we died in a lot of different circumstances, and if you find yourself constantly getting sick and coming back, it could just mean that you died in another multiverse, but somehow you made it back to the other universe. I mean, these are distinct possibilities that people kind of don't think of, but I do. I'm going to put some little blue dots because I'm trying to do combustible energy in a multi-dimensional scene in space. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Pretty much cold fusion in a bigger status in the universe because we're not that special. When you look at all these planets, and I think God is in the Milky Way. People can think what they will. They can contact a lot of things, but they can't when it comes to that effing Milky Way. It's like it's lost forever, and it's a mystery. So where's God's energy? I think it's in the Milky Way. And even Stephen Hawking said that a lot of this stuff with God was energy, and he believes it was in an inner region. And the most inner region we have with a big ass black hole that is the Milky Way. I think he's there. I could be wrong. Stephen Hawking could be wrong. Anybody could be wrong. It's not like you're ever going to prove what a black hole is because we can get knowledge eventually of what it is because that telescope is going everywhere. They're finding a lot of stuff. And they say it was, I think it's Hubble. It was a part, it was in the, they say that they have the readings of what it sounds like to be in a black hole. But once things get in, they don't get out of that hole. That's the problem with these black holes. So I don't know. I say stay away from the black holes, but it is what it is there. Alright, I'm going to choose some little yellow clouds over here. I feel it would be good for the painting. Because you could see them in the distance, even though I did these. I did the circles. You kind of, even though it came out starting shitty, it's turning into something halfway decent. It could be. I'm going to put more yellow around here because when you have a lot of different chemicals reacting, a lot of times you'll get a yellow substance. And in the universe and a lot of space stuff, like when you study space and all that stuff, there's a lot of things that have like acids and stuff that kind of turn a different color. They'll turn like yellows and stuff. And there's stuff we have not discovered that's in space. There's unknown materials all the time going in Antarctica. That's why nobody can live there. They do so much experimenting because a lot of space things go through there. And they really do. A lot of space dust goes there. I mean, they got scientists that live there. I would love to live there, but they would not allow me to live there because I didn't go to Harvard. I mean, you gotta be a top research to get some of those facilities. Just the equipment you're around is worth millions of dollars. And they're probably paying you a ton of money just to be there. So, but I would think it would be cool to be involved. See, I got the black as my background, but see, all these things I'm sponging in is making it look nice. And my daughter-in-law is going around trying to be a good painter, which that's okay, but I think it's a little bit out of jealousy. She does a lot of makeup stuff, and honestly, it's not hard to put on makeup. I mean, I learned that when I was younger. I think my mom told me when I was younger, if I want to wear makeup, I better learn how to put it on nice and not look like a clown with it on. So I did. So I put a little yellow around that. Alright. I'm just going to try to dab this out. Just dab it out, just like you do your weed. I mean, this is an 18 and older string, so. I don't know. I think it looks okay just the way it is. I don't know. I like it. I like it just the way it is. Alright. I'm going to put Capricorn on this one because I'm putting astrological signs on these. I would like to try to put them in a lighter region. Capricorn, we're not putting fancy letters. Finish this out. Hopefully I meet somebody's a Capricorn and This would be cool. There we go. I gotta have a symbol for it. But yeah, it's not horrible. It's not bad. I'm trying to get better with my anime, and I feel if I could do this and put an anime character, it would be better. But this is a work in progress. I don't know if that goes out with Capricorn symbol here. Oh, that's someone else I didn't even notice. Alright. I unsubscribe. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. Will my mom be going to jail? Oh my God. This March. I mean, I'll answer the question. I mean, I feel bad that your mom might be going to jail. I mean, I do have some experience a little bit, and I did study a little bit of that stuff. I mean, did she do anything that was like felonious or something? Because a lot of times they give you probation. Because they say there's not enough room in the jails. That's just what I'm told. So, but I can do the energy, but I mean, I have dealt with a lot of a lot of like research on law and stuff. It says not really. These surface. Well, as long as it wasn't involved in like drugs or a gun or something like that, or some of a malicious kind of thing. Generally, that's not bad. And okay, Capricorn, your sign. Oh, come on. Where is the little one side here? Okay, I know it's the go. There's supposed to be another symbol here, which I'm looking for. But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't of a felonious nature, most likely with the right lawyer, I mean, the spirit, I'll do an energy reading on it, but I know in this realm, and of course the little symbol goes bye-bye that I wanted to paint over here. Okay. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not. I don't know. I'm just gonna go look up Capricorn. That's not helpful at all. Alright. I know the symbol for Capricorn. I don't know why I can't find this. But anyways, let me put a reading out for your mom. I know if it was of a drug nature, I know when I was in court, they told me to go to this one courtroom because I didn't pay my city tax. And I had to come up with the money and I came and did it. But anyways, they put me in the wrong courtroom and I'm looking at all these people that had drug charges and this and that. Some people were on cocaine and all kinds of shit. And they got probation. And the one lady had like 2 kids. And they gave her probation. And she got caught with like some stuff. It wasn't meth, it was like cocaine or it was an opiate. It was bad, but even they did it. The court system was because they weren't selling it or nothing. It's if they're selling it is when generally I don't know if you're in America. Generally, when that shit goes down. So that I will tell you. Okay, okay. This the Roman sign gotta be the Roman symbol gotta be somewhere. This is all I'm asking out of the fucking universe today. What is it? All I gotta see is a tiny little symbol, but they don't want to give me my tiny symbol. I mean, hopefully this is it. What is this? Alright. Lord have mercy. Is this it? Okay, it's an N. I guess it comes out like a little N. Go figure. Alright, but anyways, about your mom's situation. Thank you for subscribing. I'm doing all this for a dog shelter. Just so you know, I'm going to try to get me a non-kill dog shelter and I want to be helping the humans and the animals. But your mom's situation is in a dissembling mood. And this just talks about relaxing and taking time for yourself and yada yada. Which you kind of need because she's probably nervous and depressed and everything else. So that makes sense. And the new moon eclipse she got, and that's powerful change. Whatever this is that she did, it's a wake up call. So, and this pretty much shows self growth and stuff, and inner love and change. And Chong, stop sniffing over there. Anyways, I got a full moon in Aquarius also surrounding your mother. And it just looks like she was stressed out and kind of not showing who she really was. Like, I don't know, just like the good side of her was being hit. Which we all got a good side. As much as everyone says they're all bad or this or that, they're not. Everybody has a good side. And she was kind of hiding it because she thought she was going to be vulnerable. So as long as she wasn't involved in any kind of drug dealing and all that, I think she's alright. And I don't see anything negative because they like to give permission. Yeah, you can ask. Okay, your father going. Alright, let me do this symbol so I could start this and I'll do a couple more readings. So I think that'll be tomorrow. exactly. Let me get the symbol here. 'Cause I like to do it here. I might put it up here in this constellation. And let me get this going here. Down like this. Goes up and goes around like that. And do it real nice, kind of like calligraphy. Alright, and then this comes out this way. That's not bad. There we go. It started out really bad and ended up looking like this. It does when you first start doing these before you sponge them out and do things. It looks horrible. It really, truly does. That's why I think the sponging is important. So, alright, I got your mom's reading done. And I'll pray for your mother. You should always, no matter what that person did or didn't do to you, you gotta hope for the best because you don't want things to backfire on you. So, that's not good. Alright, let me see here. Is Libra hiding from me anything? Alright. I can do a pathway on that. I guess. That whole energy thing. But I can't literally tell you if she is, but I can tell you where the energy's going. So, that's about all I could do with that. Because she has the right to hide things from people. She does. Everyone has the right, and you're not supposed to tell everybody everything. Just because you're sleeping with someone or just because you're married to somebody, you're not supposed to. There's a certain side you're not supposed to show to anybody. I mean, you don't know if how long you guys are going to be together. He's a male. Well, he does have absolute right not to tell you everything. And he has absolute right not to hide things from you because I'm sure you don't tell him everything about yourself. I mean, I personally, there's things about me I don't tell my husband, and I never told my other husband, and I never will. Because it's my shit. You gotta respect other people's privacy in this world. So, I could do the energy reading, but if he's hiding something, he's hiding something. And it's okay. As long as it's not a whole other woman or a whole other relationship like one of my residents does. One of my residents, he's like super rich. He had 2 families. He had one lady who's legally married to, and they're old. So you figure this in the 40s. And then he got another girl pregnant, and he had 2 families that he literally extended money to. They never found out about each other until recently, and then he in the nursing home. And then his legal wife found out, and oh boy, was this drama. I guess they threw him in the nursing home, and neither wife visits him. And most of the kids die. There's not one kid that visits him. But yeah. But I mean, we're allowed to make a dark choice or a good choice. There's no getting around this. Just because somebody has positive, good vibes does not mean that they're not gonna destroy people. I mean, who knew Hitler was gonna, as a young boy, was gonna do what he did when he got older? I mean, you always have that ultimate choice all the time to do something bad if you want to. It's just something has to stop you, which usually is a conscience, but they say psychopaths and serial killers don't have a conscience. So, that is what that is, I guess. I'm going to turn off this computer now that I'm done with that. Got all my symbols here. Alright. Alright, the pathway in that whole relationship is a full moon Aquarius, which is talking about showing the world the real person inside. So I feel that one or both of you hasn't fully shown everything where it can progress to marriage. Or if you are married, just total commitment. Because you could be married and sleeping in separate beds, so being married doesn't even matter. And you got a wanting moon, and this is just means there's a lot of negativity and tension and stuff that people don't want to bring up that they want kind of that bothers them, but they don't want to say nothing. I'm picking up there's something that you're doing that's bothering him, and maybe a couple things that he's doing that's bothering you, which is totally normal in the first couple of years of a relationship. This is normal shit. So, then you got a full moon in Aries, also, which talks about somebody's doing something to annoy somebody and it's ended up in a really bad fight. And when the full moon in Aries is involved, it generally means a break off, or if it's not resolved and the problem's not immediately put together, generally the stronger person will leave. The person that has the least attachment, which I feel is him. I feel there's something that you're doing that's bothering him, but he's not letting you know. But if it continues, he's fully capable of leaving and not giving a crap if that means anything. There's not enough time invested in this relationship to withstand that kind of stuff, because that's a lot to overlook in your first 5 years together. After you're together 5 to 10 years, there's some things you'll let slide, but in the first 5 years, nothing really slides by. Every little thing matters, and if you get through your first couple of years, then you made it somewhere. So, I mean, if this person leaves you and finds someone else, there's always someone else out there. You don't get so invested in one person. I have never got totally invested in one person. Invest in yourself, not other people. Don't look for other people for happiness. Look to yourself. Because there is nobody on this earth that's going to give you happiness other than yourself and things that you'd like to do. And honestly, that is the only thing that's going to make anybody happy in this world. Truly happy. And no person or lover will give you what following your own path can give you. And you guys got to remember that. We're just here for a short time to have some kids. Maybe have a relationship, maybe not. Some people go their whole life without a relationship and it don't bother them. Priests don't get married. There's a lot of people that don't get married and it doesn't matter to a lot of people. But you got to find your life's journey, and you'll connect with who you're supposed to connect with. But you got to have faith in this. But let me see if this is a question. Do you see a marriage to me in the future? Alright, I can see what I see, but I really can't see marriages because people's minds change every day. And it depends on what kind of marriage you're talking about. Legal marriage does not count in the spiritual world, and the spiritual people don't care if you go in front of your family and all that. Spiritual marriages hold more clout than the other, not legal ones. So I guess it is perceived of what you think is marriage. A marriage is, in spiritual terms, it's an exchange of energy. So, and really the human issues, there's a lot. You could get tired of somebody after 7 years of marriage, and it's totally fine to leave that person and get a divorce. And then you got to start over with another marriage. You got to learn that sometimes one person's not going to always be there for you. And you got to be there for yourself. If you're lucky, like some of the people I take care of, they've been married to one person for 60 years. But that's not a lot of people. It really isn't. But I can see, but I guess it depends what they think is marriage. Well, an actual marriage, if you think about it, guys, is just a judge, a human, coming up and say, oh, you're married. Then you tell this other human, you got to sleep with me for the rest of your life. Years later, you're not looking so good and they don't vibe with you. Does it really matter if that other human said that you were married forever? Fuck no. You just literally, you say, let's go to divorce court, get it out, bam, done. Well, if you had some kids, make sure the kids are taken care of, it's over, and you get over it. Honestly, I'm glad I've left, God, I left 3 men. And I'm glad that I left all 3 of them to meet my husband. I'm glad I had the kids, but you know what? We just did not get along after a while. We are still friends, but sometimes you're together so long that the thought of sleeping with that person makes you sick. And that's what happens. And sometimes, even if you slept with somebody 7 to 10 years, once that spark is gone, it's gone. And no human could make that last forever. And sometimes, if you're meant to get married, it's only to have kids, then break up. That's happened to me twice. Sometimes it's like that in life. It's crazy with what God does. And God doesn't care what religion you are. And to them and to the spirits, I guess it's that. And they just think if you're getting married, in our human sense, what we don't really count, and there's not a whole lot that power we hold. They just say, oh, okay, they're going to have some kids, and who cares afterwards? This is how the spirits portray our marriage. They think it's silly. They think it's stupid. Spiritually speaking, you can have many wives and many husbands. Spiritually speaking, God has many. All the gods had many wives. There was no monogamy. Monogamy is something of recent culture. That's why there's some religions that still do polygamy. And it became a thing. So, but I'll do a marriage reading for you, but like I said, don't expect to be with that person until you die. That's the thing. You get involved in a marriage and it breaks apart, sometimes you're meant to not be together after 10, 15 years and go with someone else. And you got to prepare yourself for that. And if you don't, sometimes it could take the worst of you away. But in your marriage reading, you got a full moon in Aquarius. And this just means you haven't really judged and let out your inner self. So, and to have a true person, like a true soulmate, you gotta actually become what you're supposed to become, not what society made you, what God made you to do, in your actual mission, and you haven't accomplished that at all. What I'm saying. And then you're surrounded by a full moon in Aries, which is a lot of anger is coming your way. And it ends in fire as something burns. Then you got a gibbous moon, and that just talks about achieving goals. I mean, there's going to be, I foresee a lot of conflict and possibly marriage, but it's going to end quick if it doesn't get entered the right way. I see it maybe lasting a year, maybe one child, and then gone. Honestly, but if your goal is to be with someone and have a kid and leave, and then have the child taken care of, I guess possibly, but I would find myself if I was you first. Let them come to you about it. And generally things come out a little better. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to going to bed soon. So, because I gotta be up for another crazy day, and hopefully I have energy at the end of my shift. So, have a good day, and I hope I was helpful. I tell everybody how things are because I care, and I'm very blunt and straightforward because I believe in the truth. So, thank you for anybody that's subscribed, and I'm gonna hopefully see you tomorrow.